I mean, I think the easy one would be all cryptids are kind of in the world of their own. I mean, you can't really compare, like Loch Ness or Okopoco to Bigfoot. I mean, it's just such a huge range. But I mean, a lot of times the first thing you'll notice with Bigfoot is you'll feel like somebody's watching you. You kind of they could project feelings, kind of, so you kind of know. The other thing you'll notice, they like to leave hints or clues, like if you're leaving them treats, or I like marbles. They love marbles for some reason.
Hold on. Explain to anyone that's not familiar with Bigfoot what a gifting site is.
Okay, gifting site is a place where you feel one is, or you've seen footprints, or had some kind of experience in the area, heard them or whatnot. Kind of set up an area that's kind of away from anything where people just aren't going to walk by and come across it. Like off the trail, ways where somebody wanders upon it, it's a 1 in a million chance. And you'll set up, like, I'll leave apples, I'll leave marbles, just stuff like that kind of catches their eye and grabs their attention. And sometimes they'll take the stuff and leave you something behind. It might be a little stack of rocks. It could be a couple sticks that are wrapped together with bark, which, you pretty much have to have fingers to do it, where it's no other animal's going to be able to do that. But that's a good way to start gaining their trust to get more interactions, because if they're kind of coming, you're gone, and you're coming, they're out and about, so kind of a good way to get interactions started. But yeah, I mean, Bigfoot, the main thing, you'll know they're there. I mean, a lot of things too, you'll see, people, a lot of times, broken leg bones from deer and stuff. I don't believe they're killing the deer, but they're scavenging the bone marrow and stuff like that. Pretty much anywhere you see deer, elk, ponds, where there's a lot of food, coyotes, wolves, they normally follow them. So, all those are signs that there's not one there could be, or, it all really depends on the area. It's kind of tough just to boil down to.
Good. Tyler's son, what's a paranormal expert? All right. Dave.
Yeah.
What are some of the signs and symptoms of alien abduction?
Oh goodness, put me on the spot. I do a little test if you're not sure, and Jim can attest to this.
Keep talking.
What I've told people to do is something that I learned through one of my interviews from an abduction expert. Okay? Take 2 quarters or 2 coins, 2 poker chips, stack them on your table. If by chance, what you do is you say every night before you go to bed, if you think you've been taken, and you say, if you are taking me, either move the coins or have me move them when I get back. And if they come back and they are side by side, laying beside each other, you know that you've taken them. Make sure there's no animals in your room, cats, dogs that can hit anything, okay? Keep them away from your nightstand, put them someplace that you're not gonna all of a sudden bump into a table or something. I know 5 people who have listened to this and tried this, and the coins have moved. It's the easiest way for you to learn. You want to tell the story about Kelly?
Yeah, Kelly, one of the girls, I went with Mike with Canadian Paranormal Society, and one of the young women in our team had us over to her home to do an investigation, and she happened to say that she thinks that her house was haunted because there are times when she gets up or wakes up in the morning and she's laying on top of her bed, but it's like her sheets were ironed, like folded down and completely smooth, and she's lying diagonally across it. So her first thought, because she's in a paranormal group and she's a little bit sensitive, was that, okay, some ghost is coming in and lifting me up and doing this. And I asked Dave what he thought of it, and And Dave says, ask her. He said, and Dave says, I'm being told, well, all of a sudden Dave is channeling, and Dave's saying, I'm being told it's an abduction. And she's got something in her left leg, because they're showing me her left leg, and she's got turquoise blue nail polish on her toes. So ask her about that. So I text Kelly and say, hey, I'd like to talk to you about this. And she said, well, I'm busy right now. And I said, okay, if you're busy, just a yes or no, are you wearing turquoise nail polish on your feet? She kind of texted me back, I'm gonna call you. And she just put on the turquoise nail polish. And literally hundreds of miles away from each other. And we go over what had happened. And she said, okay, that's making more sense now. Because when we did the paranormal investigation, we didn't find any evidence of spirit activity. And she did, David told her about, put the coins down and if they're stacked up or whatever. She put two of her tarot cards over on a counter, side by side. One day, again, she wakes up diagonal across the bed and it's made. Freaks her out a bit. She goes over and her cards are piled up on top of each other.
Wow.
So that was very interesting.
If you feel in the morning that you feel hungover and you haven't been drinking, you feel like you've been hit by a freight train or you're so tired that you can't wake up and you go into a shower and as cold as you turn that water, you can still take it. Okay, those are signs. Look for signs on your body, scratches, bruises that you maybe not have had the day before that have just appeared and you know you haven't bumped into anything. So there are a lot of different signs, mainly when I get taken, and I've been taken by count 3 times that I know of, I feel very sluggish in the morning like I haven't slept all night, and that's probably the key sign.
How many people do you think are being abducted, I mean, just in generally, and don't have a clue? I mean,
I would say 70%.
I would just say about 90%.
70 to 90, I would say that's accurate. Because you gotta realize, as I said in my speech, mainstream doesn't accept that this is happening. And if it does happen, we're so freaked out to tell people that we would just rather shut up about it.
Yeah, most are going to come on top because I really feel bad to go through it. And you'd be surprised how many clients or reinforcement members have come in and said, I'm getting bruised, I'm getting looking time, and I'm getting nosebleeds, and the degree is deep, the more signs they match. And I hate anyone to tell them they're abducted, but.
So can I ask real quick on the abductions? So have you found a commonality in abductees? And I'm not talking like in signs or symptoms or anything like that, but, I'm sorry?
There is none.
There is no,
There's
it's,
kids, there's parents.
If I can just add a caveat to what you're saying, I agree with what Eric is saying, there is no real telltale sign. But the one thing that my very unscientific study has shown is, James does a lot of spiritual stuff. I mainly deal with the ET and alien stuff because it just freaks me out in a good way. I have noticed that there is a real difference between American abductions and Canadian abductions.
We get more bacon.
Pretty much. Ours usually come with a side of bacon and poutine, you know.
I'm going to Canada break.
I like bacon.
they're taken up there.
Exactly. But what I'm saying by that is,
Ours comes from Starbucks.
what's that?
Ours comes from Starbucks coffee.
Exactly. What I'm saying is, it opens up, when you start thinking like that, it opens up this whole Pandora's box of every time you open a door, there's another door that you have to go through. And it leads into this whole tinfoil hat conspiracy theory thing. If you believe the conspiracies, and we know people here who know Laura Eisenhower, who is former President Eisenhower's great-granddaughter. Okay, she confirmed this with me, I'm sure she's confirmed it with you. In 1953, her great-grandfather signed a deal, Technology for Humans, with extraterrestrials in California. Look at the story up in history, they will tell you that the media thought he was dead because he disappeared for 24 hours. And the presidential media follows him everywhere. That is their job. And he disappeared for 24 hours. They used an excuse that he had emergency dental surgery, but he was seen, I believe, at Beale Air Force Base, what it's called now, Beale Air Force Base. It was called something else back then, okay, where he made this deal, humans for extraterrestrial technology. That's why a lot of times when we hear American people talking about the abduction phenomena, most of the stories we hear are very negative. We hear about the needles going into the eyeballs. Everybody has heard the Whitley Strieber story about the anal probe, and that's been made fun of ad nauseum. Okay, but when I have talked to Canadian abductees, because my personal experience was not like that, I would say 8 out of every 10, maybe even going as high as 9 out of every 10 Canadian abductee has had a positive experience, one way or the other. And the only way I could solve this problem, and once again, I have no proof whatsoever, this is just my own personal judgment, is because there are many countries out there that rely on the US for technology, that rely on Russia or China or Japan for technology. And because a country like Canada didn't make a deal because we're an import country, our abductions are different because there's no technology to be traded for people. Do the bad ones happen? Yes. Yes, they do. Not as frequently as in the United States, though.
Okay, where, this is prevalent, where do you see the paranormal field in 10 years?
Hopefully destroyed. No,
Or destruction.
I would like to see the paranormal field in 10 years actually look for solutions. But that comes from you, the public. Okay? Right now we have a bunch of people running around rogue, everybody on their own agenda. There is no real agenda to what we're trying to solve. Some people just want to talk with ghosts. Some people want to play with the laser with the UFO. Okay? We could be answering questions, and we're not. I would like to see us all come together, put those main questions on a piece of paper, and with the brilliant minds that are in this field from all over the world, we should